All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Are we good? No. We're good? Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the June 9th, 2026 meeting of School Board Directors. If you would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Egley, roll call, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Kenyon, executive session.
Just like to announce that there was an executive session this evening for the annual safety report and for personnel and legal matters.
Thank you. Mr. Egley, roll call.
Mr. Allison?
Here.
Mr. Bjorkman?
Present.
Ms. Fry?
Here.
Mr. Hepburn? Here. Ms. Lindsay? Mr. Lytle?
Here.
Mr. Marzo?
Here.
Mr. Steele?
Here.
Mr. Ziccolo?
Here.
One member absent.
Thank you. Dr. Biter, recognition of guests, scheduled speakers. Lycoming CTC.
Yes, it's my pleasure to welcome Executive Director of LICO CTC, Nate Minium, and our new Dean of Students and Workforce Development Coordinator, affectionately known as Chef, but also Brian Onstead to the podium this evening to provide our community an update for our educational partnership with Lycoming Career and Technical Center. They prepared a presentation to update our community on that incredible resource that we contract with annually. So Nate and Brian, thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Biter, and thank you to all the board members for having us out this evening to share some updates and some highlights from this past school year at LICO CTC. As Brian's handing out just parts of our presentation for you to take with you, we're going to go through. It's again our pleasure to be able to highlight some of the great things that are happening at LICO CTC. So I just want to start with the next slide, just kind of anchoring us into our vision, our mission, and our core values. And I'm proud to just touch on this real quickly because it was 4.5 years ago, when we did not have a vision statement, we did not have core values. And this was the work that was done by all of our 6-member school districts had the opportunity to provide input into this vision, into these core values, along with our our teachers and staff and our students. So this is something we're trying to strive for. We're trying to live out day to day, and hopefully you'll be able to see that and you hear that when you get reports from Mrs. Fry as well on a monthly basis. On the next slide, I think it's important. We'll start with some enrollment numbers and our trends. We're really proud for the need for our expansion project. We're really proud to see more students taking advantage of the opportunity to study a program of study that they're interested in, they're passionate about, that's getting them ready for the next step after graduation. So this is just the last 5 years of our enrollment trends. You can see there it was 37 students in 22. This coming fall, we're projecting 68 students. That number's been pretty firm throughout the last 3 or 4 months since we started the registration process. So happy to see you're averaging about 10 more students up to 68, and I appreciate the board's support for those students to be able to attend LICO CTC. We know that it was additional transportation this year with the second bus, but I think you're going to see, and hopefully you're hearing throughout the school year, how well your students are doing. On the next slide, just want to touch on, it truly is a commitment for all of our students from our 6-member districts to leave their high schools to travel. Most of them are 20 to 25 minutes one way on a bus. So in a day in a life, there's a dual commitment of our students, both managing their academic high school schedules here and at their high schools and the CTC schedule. So there's a demand being put on them from teachers in one school, teachers in another school. There's just a lot that they have to manage when it comes down to their time. Logistics and the sacrifice I mentioned, we know that students cannot get everything, and when they have to come down to scheduling, there's sacrifices that they need to make. So again, we always tell our students they're making a sacrifice. We honor that, and we want to support them in that commitment that they're making. Some of our students, they'll mention that Lancer period and being able to access their teachers on a really easier, more frequent basis as one of the challenges that they have to work through when they go to LICO CTC. And then the last piece, it's a lot different, as you probably see and have heard. There is theory work, but in 120 minutes, there's a little bit of theory and there's a lot of hands-on, in the shop, in the lab, creating those experiences with students. So just a little bit of that day in the life that our students are going through when they come to LICO. One of the things we're really proud about is our industry certifications. Here listed on this slide, and I think this is in your handout. These are all of the certifications that are state-recognized credentials that our students from Loyalsock are earning throughout their time with us. 109 in that box there. There were 109 industry-recognized credentials this year from all of the Loyalsock high school students. So that's just your students that have earned 109 industry-recognized credentials in those different certification areas. So, our teachers are working with the advisory committees in the community and the businesses, and these are the certifications that we're being told that are going to help them get that entry-level position and higher wage at the same time. And the NOCTI skill certification there at the end, we have 20 seniors this year from Loyalsock that took the NOCTI exam, and 95% of them were proficient or advanced, and were competent and advanced in the NOCTI language. So they have to take a written, and they have to do the skills performance-based assessment. So we're extremely proud, and I can tell you the one student who didn't quite make it there was a frustration level in the performance exam, and they kind of just stopped working. So it wasn't a matter of that they couldn't do it. It was the frustration level. On the next slide, we'll kind of start to talk a little bit about our workforce development and cooperative education. I'll ask Brian Anstat to kind of share where we are with co-op and where we're heading into the future.
All right, first and foremost, Brian Anstat. I've been at the LICO CTC for 16 years as a culinary arts director, culinary arts teacher. Had the opportunity to become the workforce development coordinator this past school year and hopped on it. So I'm excited. When Mr. Minium came on board, it was, we've always talked about rebranding what product we're putting out there. And our vision is very, very strong right now. But workforce development is one of those areas that could be enhanced. Working with business and industry, getting kids out on work-based learning opportunities is going to be the focus moving forward. We've restructured the program. We're going to have a career counselor that's going to be working for me. We're going to have a career specialist working for me. And we're going to be doing career readiness starting in 10th grade. We are going to be doing that also in 11th grade, getting them prepared to go out on co-op. We've partnered with Geisinger And we have a lot of students going to Geisinger in our pre-nursing programs. Our computer tech students are going there. It's just not nursing, it's definitely expanding as well. So over the course of 10th, 11th grade, we are exploring different careers. We're getting the students ready to go out on co-op, because Geisinger co-op students have to be ready to go out on co-op about the middle of their junior year. So we have to get these kids like prepared and ready to go out. Last year we had 6 Loyalsock students out on, no, sorry, 2 out on co-op this past school year at different locations. And I think at the start of the year, there are 6 Loyalsock students identified as being ready to go out on co-op. So we're going to continue to work to get students placed out on co-op. So next slide. These are just some of our connections that we have in the local area. Again, geographically, we're serving Benton, we're serving East Lycoming, Muncie, Montoursville, Loyalsock, and it's a big footprint to drum up new businesses that want to take our students that are skilled, certified, and work ready. They're coming out of our programs not needing to go to a career and tech center after they graduate high school. They don't need to go to college. They're coming out of our programs and getting jobs in these industries, as you see on the screen, at a very, very high livable wage. So there's a need. We're open to taking as many business partnerships as we can moving forward. So next slide. So we're making lots of connections in the industry. Pre-nursing and health science students, they collaborate quite a bit with Penn College. They're going there. They're doing different, things on campus with the departments there, not only in nursing, but dental, physician's assistant, all different kinds of different programs are being introduced to there. Criminal justice, they collaborate with local law enforcement agencies. They just went to Allenwood Federal Penitentiary to, they had a big, I guess it would be like a job fair, basically, that students got exposed to that. My students, again, we have our LICO Cafe that's open to the general public. So, as a 10th grader, immature, not really knowing what direction they want to do, they're forced to be in the public eye, to talk to people, to talk to customers. And after that first 2 marking periods in my class, like their social skills are so much better, and they're able to talk to, an adult in a professional manner. Like it's really good. So again, we're here for the community. Anything that we can do for Loyalsock School District, Loyalsock community, with any of our programs to get our students out into the community, building projects or food related or whatever the case may be, we're an asset for you. So thank you very much.
On the next slide, we'll talk about just briefly on the employability skills. And by the way, every photo that's on our presentation are Loyalsock students, if you didn't recognize them already. So when I think of employability skills, this is one of the students that I certainly think about and he graduated, but from his junior year, anytime he could get his hands on a block, he was laying block. And he's in your report. I don't think I put a name to him, but he's the one who I think he's going to be employed at Hall Baker Construction at the end of your packet. But employability skills is something that we are also teaching as being part of our daily work ethic grade. So it is different from the academic high school, where every day our students are being graded and earn a daily grade around our employability skills. So it's something we're building on and teaching. On the next slide, just giving you a taste of we're taking the employability skills and building that into leadership opportunities. So we have National Technical Honor Society on the left, we have Skills USA on the right. Again, we had Loyalsock students participate and be recognized in both of those groups, and Mrs. Fry came and delivered a beautiful speech and encouragement to the Honor Society students. So they're taking the employability skills, we're trying to get them into different activities and events outside of their comfort zone. That group on the right is at Hershey. There were 14 students who won the district Skills USA competition. They went on to Hershey, and several of those individuals placed at the state level. So they're stepping out of their comfort zones and they're applying the skills into different situations. And then on the next one, I think we wrap up the leadership development. This is a quote from one of our students, a Loyalsock student. I thought I had to put it in here. It kind of exemplifies to me, you get an idea of what our students are picking up and learning and being able to do. So if you just kind of take a look at what her thoughts were about, to me, leadership. On the left, we have students, that we kind of tap on the shoulder as we have tours going on in our facility all year long. Again, we're really thankful to the board here and all of our districts who send all of your 9th grade students to LICO to get an experience and get to meet and see our program. So we lean on our students to be, that leader and provide, the tours to our students. And on the right, Youth Development Task Force and Gianna organized and really took charge with that. I think it was over $2,500 in coins, completely just blew everybody away with, we were hoping we'd get like $500, but $2,500, it was insane. So just a little bit of an idea of what our students are doing, through these experiences. And as we wrap up, I think it's important for us to look at where are our students going. And we invest a lot in our students. We talked about that first slide and that commitment, but, your support as a board, to make this work. Your high school and your district administrative team has been phenomenal for us to work with at LICO. So where do our students go? And we know they're going to go in 3 places when they leave. They're going to the workforce or college or to the military. And as you can see, out of the 20 students that just graduated here, we have a healthy number, 14 of them that are going on to post-secondary to advance their training. There's a handful going to the workforce, 1 to the military. And I do want to point out there at the bottom that we have agreements, local articulation agreements and dual enrollment agreements with Commonwealth and Penn College, for example. But out of the Loyalsock students, there's 36 total college credits available to them just by being successful at LICO. They didn't have to go anywhere else. They just had to do what they have to do over the 3 years, competent or advanced in their NOCD, complete their coursework. And these agreements that we have partnerships with those universities, it's right there, and we're just only building that. There's more in the pipeline that we're working on right now this summer, so more to come on that. And then I think if we look at, this is just the programs of study. If you're not familiar, this is the newest version with all 9 programs listed, the welding and the diesel, that are going to be up and running in the fall, and our other 7 programs. So you may have seen this with the description of our programs. And then finally, just want to, again, thank this board and all 6 boards. If you go to the next slide, I got, I think, 2 more. I took a picture today. It's not pretty right now, so I didn't like it for the presentation. There's stuff all over, and the doors aren't. So the project is really coming along. We are ready. We do have students from Loyalsock enrolled in both welding and diesel. And on that previous slide, I think you might have it there, but we were able to clean up our wait list tremendously. Our early childhood education and our culinary arts program are 2 programs that are being expanded with that renovation project, and we needed it, or else we would have students on the wait list right now. So I think we have almost all, but maybe 2 or 3 students from all 6 districts into a class that they've signed up for. So we are still working through that, but our enrollment is at 435-ish projected for the fall. An increase from 350 right now. So, and again, classes are getting maxed out, which is what we want. We want our teachers to have a full schedule. We want it to be manageable so they can still do their hands-on learning. But yeah, the increased enrollment in early childhood and culinary, particularly in the PM, that allowed more Loyalsock students to get in. So again, thank you for your support. And I should have said it more at the beginning, but I truly mean that. Working with your high school administrative team, your counselors, Mrs. Fisher, Dr. Biter, you guys have been wonderful. Anything that I ask questions, I have them think about something. I know they at least entertain it for a few days before we get back, and then we'll work it out. But been great. Stay connected with us. This information is in your handout. Follow us, and if there's any questions, we'll certainly take it at this time.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Oh, sorry, that's your prompt.
Any questions for Mr. Anstad or Mr. Minium? Well,
yeah, so that's a great question. The answer is 20 students in a class. All right, with the exception of construction right now, it's more like 18. So 18 to 20 students in a class, and we're trying to get up to 3 classes a day. Out of our current programs, out of the 7 programs this year, 5 of them had a mid-session, so they were full. Teachers had three sessions, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, but they had room in their classes for more students. This coming fall, we have 9 out of 9 classes with a mid-session. So more students from Hughesville are being able to get into that mid-session, which allows more students to go into the afternoon classes. So most of our classes are somewhere between 15 and 20. There are several that are maxed out. I can send out with Mrs. Fry here in a couple weeks to show you exactly which classes are at 20. But I don't know that number off the top of my head. It's probably close to 500, I'd say, once you get to 20 in a class. Yeah, absolutely. And I know some of you have been in for tours. Maybe it's time for you guys to get down again. In the fall, we're going to have a ribbon cutting event. You're going to get a personal formal invitation to that here in the next couple of weeks. But if you can't make it to that ribbon cutting event, definitely just give us a call, come down. It's nice to see it when it's in action when the students are in the classes. Thank you.
Thank you for your time
Thank you.
and joining us tonight.
Moving on to public comments relative to agenda items. I have 4 green sheets. Any additional green sheets relative to agenda items? I have 4. I'll just go in order. I have them right here. I believe all 4 are related to ball coaching / softball. So I have Callan Waller. Apologies if I mispronounced. Oh. Okay. Kelly.
You want to go first? You want to go first? Okay.
Kelly Newbold's going to go. Kelly's going to
I am Callum Waller, and I am here as a middle school student athlete and daughter of Casey Waller. My dad, Casey Waller, deserves to continue coaching at both the high school and middle school levels. Throughout my life, whenever I meet new people, they always talk about my dad as a teacher and as a coach. He is one of the best coaches in our area and state, and one of the best coaches that this school will ever have. Casey Waller's knowledge of baseball and softball is better than anyone I know. He loves this sport, and all he wants to do is watch his players grow, succeed, have fun, and most importantly, be a good person on and off the field. While he has very high expectations for his players and teams, he cares about each and every one of his players and wants to see them gain confidence and play the game with passion. Growing up, my dad has taught me and my 4 siblings to work hard, be respectful, be coachable, and always be our best. Personally, I am looking extra forward to the middle school season so that my teammates and I have the opportunities to have Coach Waller leading our team. So many of my teammates have already told me that they are thrilled to have my dad as a coach. I appreciate your time and support of Coach Waller and the softball program. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. Sophia Melito?
My name is Sophia Melito, and I'm currently playing softball at Penn College, and I played all 4 years of high school at Loyalsock. I had the amazing opportunity to be coached by Casey Waller for a good chunk of my senior year. Even though he was only there for a part of my senior year, he was still there on the sidelines chanting for us and helping us from the sideline. A good coach does more than teach plays, run practice, or stand on the sideline. A good coach shows up every day, gives us everything he has, and believes in their players even when they don't believe in him. And believe in ourselves, sorry. And that is exactly who Casey is. I was having a rough start at my senior year, and after one of our games, I saw Coach in the parking lot, and I just broke down and started crying in his arms. Casey is the type of coach who you could come to with anything. If you're having a bad day, your swing's off, literally anything, he will be there in your corner to listen. He put his whole heart into our team and this game, and he taught us the value of hard work, teamwork, and discipline. There are coaches out there that just go through the motions and don't help players be better mentally and physically, but Casey will always be behind you, pushing you to be better and be the best version of yourself. Even though Casey coached me for such little time, he is still one of my biggest supporters for everything. If I'm in a slump, it's sure, come down and hit with Easton sometime. Or if I just need to talk about softball, he's always there to give me advice. He even shows up at my Penn College games when he doesn't have to and has no time with all of his kids playing softball, or both of his girls. This just shows the type of human and coach he is. He is truly the best, I think, to be in this position, and he is the smartest I know with this game. Thank you.
Thank you. And next we have Kinsey Phillips.
Hello, my name is Kinsey Phillips. I'm a rising junior and member of the high school softball team here at Loyalsock, and I thank you for the opportunity to address the board in support of Coach Waller. Back in February, just a few weeks before our season would start, we got the news that the head coaching position would be opening up. This made me worry. Having a new coach would mean that we would have to learn new expectations and connect with the new coaching staff, as well as come together as a team, and all of this with less than a month before the season started. When I learned that Coach Waller had gotten the position, I was immediately at ease. I wasn't worried anymore. Coach Waller has experience, knowledge, and passion, and I knew that he was absolutely the right person for the job. Our first practice with Coach Waller showed this exactly. Not only did we learn new skills and expectations, but we were immediately able to connect with Coach Waller and the rest of the coaching staff. I've played for many coaches over the last 8 years, and while I have learned and improved with each experience, I feel as though my time with Coach Waller has been most valuable. Have you ever been around somebody who just loves what they do? It's an energy that you can't fake. And Coach Waller brings that energy to every practice and every game. He is competitive, passionate, and above all else, he legitimately cares about each and every one of his players. He wants to see us succeed. The third game of the season, my first at bat against Danville, I fouled the ball off of my right foot and it took me out of the game. I needed to go get it looked at afterwards, and while we were sitting in the room waiting for the results of the x-ray, in walks Coach Waller. This man worked all day, coached an entire softball game, and then immediately drove down to Geisinger and Muncie just to make sure I was okay. He's always telling us, I have your guys' back, and this was a perfect example of that. Coach Waller also took the time to ask us about our goals. My goal is to play college softball at the highest level, and Coach Waller told me that he would do everything in his power to help me reach those goals, and he would reach out to any program on my behalf. He's always saying, just give me the list and I'll talk to him. I've never had a coach take the time to focus on the mental side of the game. I don't know if any of you watched the Women's College World Series, but there was so much focus on the mental aspect of success. Coach Waller and Coach Kendall provided us with a packet that gave us tools to work through adversity, refocus our thoughts, and create healthy habits. I personally found all of this extremely helpful for those difficult moments, and I know it was helpful for others too. Coaching teenage girls is no easy task. Coaching teenage girls while also being second-guessed and scrutinized by outsiders with far less experience and knowledge of the game is beyond wild. But even while dealing with the added stress of outside interference, Coach Waller was still focused and determined to help us succeed as a team and individuals. In softball, there are only 9 spots on a field. Coach Waller gave each of us an opportunity to earn a starting spot. I know for a fact that any player who had a question or concern and went to Coach Waller was met with respect and given the tools and opportunity to improve. Coach Waller is always willing to work with anyone seeking help, because again, he wants to see all of us succeed. I am really disappointed in how our season ended, not just because we weren't able to defend our district title, but because of the negativity and unnecessary outside drama created by adults with personal motives. They didn't care how their interference would affect our team. It was created to serve their own ends. While I have the benefit of 2 more seasons, our graduated seniors do not, and that's a real shame. Team sports like softball teach important life skills like teamwork, discipline, and resilience. Coach Waller and his staff worked hard to ingrain those ideals into our program. And while my parents have raised me to understand that you have to work hard for what you want because nothing is owed or guaranteed, and it doesn't matter who you are or what your parents do for a living, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, apparently not all people see things the same way, and that is the heart of this issue. Coach Waller is the best for this job. Loyalsock softball does not have a coaching issue. We have an issue with parents not being able to set aside their own egos to support the mission of our program. Thank you for your time.
Mr. Scott Works. Scott Works.
Mr. Scott Wertz.
Good evening. The sad part about this today is I stood here 3 months ago and talked about the coaching staff that was decided didn't need to be here. And now I'm standing here 3 months later defending the coaching staff that is there again. Now, we sit here and we look at things, but continuity is a huge thing with these kids. My daughter graduated, not here anymore. Played for Coach Godfrey, 7th grade up till this year. Yeah, we move on to Coach Waller, who's coached her in the past, and she would run through a wall for him as a player because that's how much respect she has. But now we're standing here again with all these girls coming back, and we're going through this process again. And it doesn't need to be that way. People may disagree. That man sitting back there knows more about this sport than us in this room combined. I've only learned about this game from one other person who even had his amount of knowledge.
online, I guess we're not back online, but whether you're watching online or recorded, thank you for being with us at this meeting. There we go. I recognize that attending these meetings requires you to take time out of your day. Unfortunately, too often those who attend leave with little greater understanding of the board's or administration's decision-making than when they arrived. Much of the board's work occurs outside public view through executive session. While the executive session serves a legitimate legal purpose, it raises a legitimate question. Where do the meaningful discussions and debates that shape district decisions actually take place? In most months, the board spends an hour privately discussing matters that carry significant consequences for this district, though athletics seems to receive more public and community attention than the core mission of education itself. It would be refreshing to consistently hear more about discussion about student achievement, literacy, mathematics, and academic excellence, which is why I've now asked Dr. Biter to share at the conclusion of every board meeting, probably starting in July if you're prepared, a positive educational story from the district. When it comes to district business, board members, past and present, rarely explain publicly why they support or oppose a particular item. I include myself in this criticism. While some agenda items are routine, others have far-reaching implications for students, staff, and taxpayers. Yet the process remains the same. Motion, second, comments, all in favor, any opposed, motion carries. The public learns very little about the reasoning behind the decision. For years, I've heard it said that the board meetings are behind our decisions. Likewise, we as a board should publicly commit ourselves now to maintaining the highest standards of decorum in our service to this district, both in public and behind closed doors, and I can recommit myself to that point right now. Thank you. So all right. Approval of minutes. It is recommended by the board secretary the board approve the minutes of the following meetings, May 6th and May 20th. May I have a motion?
Second.
Any comments? All in favor? Yes. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of bills, April.
All right, let me make sure.
Approval of bills, April 2026. It's recommended by the business manager the board approve expenditures from April 1st, 2026 through April 30th, 2026 in the amount of $3,432,992.57. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. It's recommended by the business manager the board approve the attached treasurer's report for the month of April 2026. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have any comments? Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. It's recommended by the business manager the board adopt the 2026-2027 final budget with revenues and expenditures of $31,563,523.00 with
For you tonight is I would say, is a responsible budget for the township. There were 2 changes from May to now. I wish there were more, but unfortunately, we wait on the state budget. We're held to a timeline of June 30th. They are not. So it's very hard to, predict exactly what will be given to all 501 school districts through Pennsylvania. But before you tonight is a conservative budget. I do want it to be known that you'll see that we are approving a 16 mills. That is a millage increase of 0.65. It is the first tax increase in 3 years, but still remains
that are like capital expenditure. That's not in the number for the annual.
No, sir. Over the years, to be again fiscally responsible, when we do have surpluses or revenue that comes in that is unexpected, to prepare for future costs of infrastructure, capital improvements, technology, we plan 3-5 years out to make sure that we're not coming to the public and asking for a huge expenditure. All those expenditures have been budgeted for through our capital projects. It's not part of the general operating budget. To a taxpayer, for every $100,000 in assessed value of your home or property would result in a $65 increase in your school tax bills, which will be sent out the first full week of July. Yep.
Any additional questions? Okay. Mr. Egley, we have a roll call vote.
Mr. Allison,
I abstain.
Mr. Bjorkman,
Yes.
Ms. Fry,
Yes.
Mr. Hepburn,
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay, Mr. Lytle,
Yes.
Mr. Marzo,
Yes.
Mr. Steele, Mr. Ziccolillo. Motion passed.
It's recommended by the business manager the board adopt the attached homestead and farmstead exclusion resolution for the 2026-2027 school year effective July 1st, 2026. May I have a motion?
Second.
And Mr. Egley, I believe you probably have comments.
Yes. The homestead farmstead exclusion is the discount you see on your real estate tax bill. It'll be right underneath your discount, face, or penalty on your tax bill. What that is the state receives gambling proceeds from the gambling that occurs in Pennsylvania. That money is collected and then split among all 501 school districts. And our allocation is then split among all primary or farmsteads that are within the township. It does not include secondary homes, rental properties, but your primary residence. And when you divide that over the total amount that the state provides, that's the discount you see on the tax bill. With that said, it is not new money coming into the district. That then decreases the real estate tax revenue that is brought in by the district. So as that goes up, in essence, your real estate tax revenue would decrease by the like amount. This year, it's $227.18 that you'll see reduced off of your real estate tax bill, which is roughly a $1.30 difference. It's actually lower than it was last year, and that's all on the amount of gambling proceeds that state brought in. So you can make the assumption that gambling dropped from last year to this year.
Do we have any questions about this resolution? Mr. Ziccolillo.
Yes, for it went. I'm going to get this wrong, but for the last 10 years, it's been in place, or roughly 10 years.
If it,
Yes, yep, because I do the calculation. Everything's taken from Lycoming County Assessment Office. They send me the number of homestead farmsteads, and then I have the allocation from the state and then do the calculation.
Egley, another roll call vote, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Allison,
Yes.
Mr. Bjorkman,
Yes.
Ms. Fry,
Yes.
Mr. Hepburn,
Yes.
Mr. Lytle,
Yes.
Mr. Marzo, Mr. Steele,
Yes.
Mr. Ziccolillo. Motion passed.
Recommended by the superintendent, the board adopt the following policy as attached. Policy number 707, which has been revised, use of school facilities. May I have a motion?
Second.
I think this is long overdue. I want to thank the board and administration who participated in revising this policy. Between the wrestling tournament more recently and usage of Lancer Arena, I think it was very important that we clarify facility usage for this district in terms of costs, associated costs, all those different kinds of things. So thank you. I appreciate it. I think, like, again, this has been long overdue. Any additional comments? Nope. Sure. Yeah. Mr. Zicolo, yes, we had a work session, what, a couple weeks ago?
On the 20th of
On
May.
the 20th of May. Thank you. Any additional comments?
You summarized it quite nicely, Mr. Bjorkman. I just wanted to state that this was a collaborative effort with our supervisor of facilities, our athletic director, high school administration was present for that work session, as well as our director of technology, to ensure that we had representation that addresses the concerns of our facility use, prioritizes the types of requests received, certainly preserve the beautiful facilities we have, and provide us guidance for those facility requests. So with that, we have the proposal you see tonight for adoption.
Any additional comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Comprehensive testing assessment. It's recommended by the supervisor of curriculum and instruction. The board approve the attached list of test assessments as part of the district's comprehensive testing assessment program for the 2026-2027 school year. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have any comments or supervisor? Dr. Whiter?
Dr. Key. Just to say that this is an annual listing of all of the assessments, both summative, benchmark, and state assessments and diagnostic assessments that are provided K through 12 for the upcoming school year. It's a standard listing every year for approval.
Thank you. Any additional? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the superintendent, the board approve the attached agreement with River Rock Academy for educational services during the 2026-2027 school year. May I have a motion?
Second.
Do we have any comments? Dr. Biter?
This is an annual renewal of a partnership agreement for alternative education and personalized learning services through River Rock. This year, we are reserving 3 seats to support this need, which is a reduction from last year, although just looking at ways to preserve on costs, but we value our partnership with River Rock Academy and look forward to them servicing our students in the year ahead.
You. Any additional comments? Mr. Lytle?
Mr. Egley, do we have a financial?
Yes. Again, it's based on 3 sections. I don't recall the actual numbers. It's by day, and then these are by seats. But there's a discounted rate by day. I believe there's a slight inflationary increase of roughly 3%. And that goes for all schools that attend.
Additional. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Recommended by the superintendent and building principal that the board appoint the following individuals pending documentation. Grace Andrews as a temporary professional employee assigned as a business computer information technology teacher effective August 24th, 2026. Ms. Andrews will receive a salary based on step 1B of the teacher's salary schedule. And Rebecca Hatchell as a temporary professional employee assigned as a social studies teacher effective August 24th, 2026. Ms. Hatchell will receive a salary based on step 2B of the teacher's salary schedule. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Writer, principal.
Yes, I'll defer to Mr. Hafley for introductions of our recommendations this evening. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce 2 highly qualified candidates, Miss Rebecca Hatchell for our social studies teaching position, and Miss Grace Andrews over here to my right for our business computer information technology position. Grace is a graduate of Bloomsburg University. She's completed her student teaching at Southern Columbia School District. She has developed and tailored some curriculum with office applications and computer technology for students grades 5 through 9. Beyond her classroom experience, Grace brings valuable specialized training in suicide prevention, trauma-informed care, and social emotional learning. We are really excited for her as she's going to help bridge our connection with the middle school and high school offerings, as she's going to be teaching some middle school courses as well as high school courses. So I will let Ms. Grace Andrews come up, and then I'll introduce.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm Grace Andrews. I would just like to first thank the interviewing committee for creating such a warm and inclusive interviewing process. I've never felt more comfortable in an environment that seems to be tense. So thank you for that. I also would like to express my gratitude for offering me the position. I'm very excited to not only get to learn more about your school community here, but learn more about the staff, faculty, administration, and more importantly, our students. So thank you for this opportunity, and I'm excited to get started.
Mrs. Rebecca Hatchell, we are recommending her for our secondary social studies teaching position. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in History. She is currently pursuing a Master's of Education in Curriculum and Instruction. Most recently, she served as a social studies teacher in Mechanicsburg Area School District, where she was recognized for critical thinking, providing individual support for her students. She's deeply committed to the universal design for learning, which came through her interview process. We are extremely excited to have her and be a part of our social studies team.
I just want to thank you all for, one, allowing me to be here tonight, and also for the interview process. I know the students aren't here involved in that. It was just a really fun experience. And thank you all for being here tonight as well and allowing me to be here. I'm really excited to officially get started. I'm going to relocate, so moving here I'm excited about as well. I love the community that I've experienced so far and all the friendly faces I've met. So I'm really excited to continue to get involved in the school community from teaching, but also eventually maybe starting some clubs and being involved in other areas as well. So thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Any additional comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Congratulations, Ms. Andrews. It's recommended by the elementary principal. The board approve the following transfer. Veronica Bubb, transfer from part-time paraprofessional, full-time paraprofessional effective August 24, 2026. May I have a motion? So moved. Dr. Biden?
Yeah, I can offer comment. Ms. Bubb served this past year as a paraprofessional in our pre-K program on a part-time capacity and to be responsive to district needs in our primary classrooms. And we're recommending her to move from part-time to full-time, and she'll be supporting pre-K through first grade predominantly.
Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the superintendent that the board approve the attached job description for the intervention specialist 1 and 2. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Provider?
Sure. The job description establishes structured job responsibilities for these positions, for the roles that exist in the district, and serves to provide our Loyalsock, serves as an opportunity for us to employ our own intervention specialists rather than rely on contracted services.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carries. Intervention specialist appointment. It's recommended by the superintendent and administration that the board approve the following intervention specialists. Terrence Samuel, transfer from intervention specialist to intervention specialist 2. Stephanie Smith, transfer from full-time paraprofessional to intervention specialist 2. Julian Wilson, appoint as an interventionist 1 at an hourly rate of $17.50. May I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Sure. We have a few of our intervention recommendations in the room this evening. Mr. Samuel, who joined our team earlier this winter, working from a paraprofessional into an intervention capacity. We're excited to have this career growth for him. He holds a Bachelor's of Arts in Sociology from Penn State University and will be pursuing continuation of education in the field of counseling. Also, we have Mr. Julian Wilson, who's joining us as a alum of Loyalsock, coming back to serve his community after recently graduating from Mansfield University with a degree in social work. And Miss Stephanie Smith, who has served the district at length in the capacity of a paraprofessional, is very familiar with our school district and Schick Elementary, who will be moving into the Intervention 2 position.
Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the business manager that the board appoint Madison Smith as assistant head cook supervisor effective August 3rd, 2026. May I have a motion? Any comments? I'm sorry. Directly.
Yes. Ms. Smith comes to us with extensive experience in the restaurant business, primarily a manager at Texas Roadhouse and a certified trainer there, and also has done work as in the kitchen of one of the penitentiaries nearby. Just a great asset to the food service department, and she will be replacing a previous assistant head cook supervisor. Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. It's recommended by the superintendent that the board approve the attached job description for Chief of School Police, School Safety and Security Coordinator. May I have a motion? Dr. Biter, do you have any comments?
Yes, the establishment of this job description provides the district the regulatory compliance in order to continue to meet the requirements for oversight of our school police, as well as the reporting of our safe schools and security responsibilities.
Okay, so this brings us then in alignment with state law, regulation,
With code and regulation,
code and
correct.
regulation. Okay, good. Any additional comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the superintendent that the board appoint Michael Knight as the Chief of School Police, School Safety and Security Coordinator effective immediately. May I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
You got both? Okay. Dr. Biter, back to you.
Yes, Mr. Knight, who's here this evening, is no stranger to the district, has been serving in a capacity of school safety and security coordinator. This formalizes that work.
Thank you. Any additional comments? Okay. Will Mr. Knight's anything be added to his plate, if you will? Anything in addition, or is this just basically a structural change?
There are additional reporting requirements as legislative action continues to evolve. So yes, there are additional responsibilities regarding training, participation in meetings, seeking feedback from our school community relative to the safety and security needs, emergency operation planning. So again, expanding those responsibilities to ensure compliance.
And Mr. Knight's here to provide an update to the public that he provided to us during executive session on a scaled down version in terms of some of the safety, security things that are going on at the district. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Golf. It's recommended by the Athletic and Activities Director, the board appoint Jackson Duvall as the varsity co-ed golf head coach, pending documentation for the 2026-2027 sports season. Mr. Duvall will receive a stipend of $3,000. May I have a motion? Mr. Casale.
Has experience with relationships with
Mr. Casale, Dr. Biter, I had a question for you. This is not really specific to golf, but since we're in the athletic section, I've heard much about coach's manual. We've talked in private about a coach's policy. Such a policy should clearly define coach-parent communication, athletic concerns, situations, challenges over the years may have been prevented, addressed more effectively, mitigated through a clear coaching policy. Given the significant amount of time coaches spend with their students, it's reasonable to have a dedicated policy. Currently, within our interscholastic policy, 123, ironic enough, 123 words are dedicated to coaches. Yet we have drug testing and 244 other policies, I believe, at last count in this district. Yet we have a coaching handbook, which is not the same thing as a policy. So since board governance covers creation, adoption, et cetera, of policies, is it reasonable to inquire when we're actually going to have a coach's policy, formal, outlined, beyond what we see in the handbook? Because I kind of feel that's an end around to board policy, having a handbook. So I'm just curious if we're going to see something like that. Because I'm sure every single person in this room, everyone up here, whether you want to admit it or not, can go through a litany of issues we've seen in sports for years and probably decades in this district. And can we finally, for once, have a clear, concise policy in place to maybe address some issues, stave off some issues, mitigate some issues that have occurred over the years? I'm just asking as a board member.
If I may, I know that Mr. Casale is eager to support the adoption of guidelines and additional details with the coaching handbook that he inherited in stepping in the role just a few short months ago. You are correct. Policy 123, interscholastic athletics, is the regulatory board guidance for our athletic community and process for the programs that we run with athletics. There are a number of other personnel-related policies that are included under the staffing components of our board manual that would relay into coaching. I will agree that the regulatory guidance in that policy states that the administration establishes the coaching handbook in compliance with the policy that the board sets. So the handbook is part of that administrative regulation that the district has established to be in alignment with the board policy. That being said, we have a number of board policies, as it has not been a surprise, as I've communicated over a number of board meetings now, that have not had regular review since 2013. That's something me stepping into this role demonstrated a commitment to. We've revised over 31 policies so far this year that have prioritized student safety and law enforcement and school security issues that needed to be prioritized. We will look at athletics in my prioritized list, and you have my commitment for that.
We have 36 policies dealing with full-time employees. Our coaches, do they fall under any of those policies? I think it's section 200.
It's for generalized employment. Many of them speak to full-time employment, but all of them also, as employees of the district, the policies are applicable.
Just to be clear, my point is non-sport specific. It's for all.
Okay.
So, okay. Any other comments, questions? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the Athletic and Activities Director, the board appoint Abigail Dabek as the head cheer coach for the 2026-2027 sports season. Ms. Dabek will receive a stipend of $2,600. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Katsale. Mr. Casale, I have a question for you. What did the district learn from the cuts that went through cheerleading and maybe other sports? What takeaways from cuts, specific to like one junior high girl? I'm just curious. What takeaways did the district have from cutting one junior high girl? from non-competitive field squad? I'm just curious. Okay, one was junior high, one was high school.
If I may, I'll field the question. Thank you. As it relates to skill evaluations and tryouts, the district has been reflective in that process. We certainly endeavor to communicate things in a different manner moving forward. And under Mr. Cassell's leadership, we will support the enhanced practices of communicating those items.
I recognize every sport varies, fielding a team, number of players, positions. Again, I understand all that. But in terms of cuts, where do you stand with cuts across the board on athletic teams, Mr. Cassell? I recognize reasons for it, but I'm just curious, you're the athletic director, in terms of cuts and frequency and number and all that. Is that something we've considered? Sure. Thank you. Any other comments? Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Opposed.
Opposed.
I don't know the number. Do we have to do a roll call vote? Clarify. Motion does not pass.
Mr. Marzo.
Mr. Marzo? Yes, okay, we have a verbal yes. That still doesn't pass. Okay. All right. Motion does not pass. Relative then to item underneath that, assistant coach, contingent upon board approval. I don't believe we need then a vote on that. So do we?
Procedurally.
Procedurally?
You can
Contingent
remove
upon.
it. as
A
a
motion.
discussion.
Yeah. Lytle, would you make a motion? Okay. I second that motion. Mr. Kenyon, was that handled procedurally the correct way?
Yeah, just take a final vote, yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Recommended by the Athletic and Activities Director, the board approve the attached list of fall coaches for the 2026-2027 sports season. May I have a motion?
Second.
All right, do we have any comments?
It was pending prior approval. So it did not
Did not
pass
It's not-
before, so it will be removed
It's not
as a
something
matter
we
of
all have to
business. Correct. It was listed as pending.
All right,
I have a question. How do you come up with those numbers of how they all get paid?
Can we have a motion for procedurally? Do we have a motion? Okay.
You got a motion.
That's all. Okay. That is established in a athletic coaching stipend schedule, which I can certainly provide you a copy
I'm
of.
just curious.
So that is preset based on years of experience in the role in a coaching capacity within the district, and then based on the level of whether it's junior high, varsity, junior varsity. And then that's decided upon based on experience.
Does that go up annually or anything like that?
It's established for a period of time. Off the top of my head, I can't remember when that period of time sunsets.
So the increase is based on if they return. I believe there's, 1 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years, and then they jump as they go. That's the increase.
Thanks.
any additional comments, questions? Excuse me, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. It's recommended by the business manager the board approve, I'm sorry, strike that. It's recommended by the business manager the board terminate Heather Cherry as full-time food service employee effective May 27th, 2026. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Any comments? No comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Board acknowledges notice of the following retirements resignations. Daisy Clouser, elementary secretary, effective May 30th, 2026. Linda Wolf, transportation paraprofessional, retirement effective June 10th, 2026. Audrey Ernest, school bus driver, retirement effective June 5th, 2026. And Noah Bauer, transportation facilities supervisor, resignation effective June 19th, 2026. There's no vote on this.
I have comments. There's no motion.
No motion, just acknowledge.
Yeah.
Mr. Egley?
Just would like to acknowledge Linda Wolf, Audrey Ernest. They've been with the district since 2002. They've been here a long time. And, you know, we are in their debt for the service that they provided to our students, especially our special education program. They, you know, have gone through kids and then they end up being parents and their kids. So, you know, it's a huge loss to the transportation department, and we thank them for their service. And even more evident is Mr. Noah Bauer. He has done great things for this district, mostly unseen. He is the guy that is here when no one else is. Fire alarms go off, burglar alarms go off at 2, 3 in the morning. He's here. He's managing the drivers, you know, when, you know, someone calls off, you know, 5 minutes before they're supposed to be here on a route, he hops in the bus and goes. We've been fortunate to have someone like Noah Bauer working for Loyalsock Township School District. And I don't think, you know, the appreciation has been, you know, shown as much as it should. You know, and for that, you know, I'm sorry, Noah, but it comes with the job, and I know I appreciate you, and I'm gonna miss you dearly. He's my right-hand man, and Loyalsock will be at a loss for a very long time without him here. So I thank you for everything you've done for this district, these students, the staff, the administration, this board, and you know, we will be taking some steps backwards, but I'll do my best to keep things moving. But I appreciate if everyone would understand the hole that'll be created without him here. So again, thank you, Noah, for everything you've done for this district and me. So
Not to put you on the spot, Mr. Bauer, but is there anything you'd like to say or have to say? Okay, not to put you on the spot. Okay, thank you. Recommended by the superintendent and business manager, the board approve the attached agreement between Loyalsock Township School District and the Loyalsock Township Education Association for the period July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2030. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
I'll open with a statement and then defer to Mr. Egley on the specifics. Certainly want to thank our Teachers Association leadership and the negotiating team for what I will characterize as a productive, professional, and respectful process that started 5 months ago. We came to the table with common goals of a contract that benefits all teachers and a contract that retains and attracts highly qualified staff that will serve our students, and we've accomplished those goals with the agreement that's before you this evening. Mr. Egley will detail those.
thank you. The agreement before you tonight shows a reflects a 4.75% average increase over the term of the contract. It is higher than previous contracts, but there's a reason for that. As contracts, all contracts, administrative, support contracts, teacher contracts, as they are negotiated across Lycoming County, it's cyclical. So a neighboring district may approve a contract, and we're in the middle of one. Okay, well, they may reflect higher, and then it starts. There starts to become an imbalance of competitiveness, as Dr. Biter stated. In order to bring our contract up to be competitive, this is what this contract does. It reflects what you see in other districts and rewards what our staff has done to this point. And I think everyone should be very proud of the contract. And it's why we're here. They're on the front lines. They're with your students, and it's well deserved. Thank you.
Is there a reason contract vote isn't a roll call vote?
It's not required by school code.
It's not
okay.
required. You can call for it if you'd like.
Okay. No, I don't need to. I'm just. All right. Any other comments? All right. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. It's recommended by the business manager the board approve the attached 2026-2027 Blast Intermediate Unit 17 Special Education Agreement. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have any comments? Mr. Egley?
Yes, the contract does reflect roughly a $100,000 increase from last year. There's a lot of factors involved in that. There is, several hundred students that are impacted by this agreement, where outside, the IU provides service to our students, but it also reflects that they just adopted a new teacher contract as well, and that is reflective of the increase to the contract.
Thank you. Any additional comments?
I do.
Mr.
Do we know what the
It is among the highest, but keep in mind that the IU serves 19 school districts, includes Lycoming County, Tioga, Bradford, and Sullivan. And outside of Lycoming County, those increases are often higher to attract staff into those remote areas. But it does reflect a 5% increase in salary for their teaching staff.
But again, at the end, it reflects.
Yes, correct.
Any additional? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the business manager, the board approve the attached 2026-27 Blast Intermediate Unit 17 IDEA agreement.
IDEA.
IDEA agreement. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Any comments? Dr. Or,
Yeah, I'm far from a doctor. The IDEA agreement, when special education services are provided to our students, there are federal funds that flow through the IU based on the services that are provided to our students. So those funds are then funneled back to the district, because that is the reason that they're receiving those funds. There is little to no change. It'll fluctuate a couple thousand up or down every year, but it remains stable.
thank you. Additional comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the business manager, the board approve the attached 26-27 Blast Intermediate Unit 17 darts softball agreement, software software agreement. May I have a motion? And Mr. Egley.
The DART software agreement is simply the software used to track our special education students regarding, IEPs and different accommodations through that system. And Ms. Fisher and her department monitor that and make sure that everything is as it should be, and that also then communicates to our student information system, which then talks to PDE through the PIMS reporting.
Thank you. Any additional comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. It's recommended by the Director of Innovation and Instructional Technology, the board approve the attached 26-27 Blast Intermediate Unit 17 Technical Services Agreement. May I have a motion?
Second.
Mr. Van Fleet, anything?
Certainly, this is the agreement we've had with the IU for a great number of years. We did inquire directly if there was an increase from previous years. The increase is roughly 3% in comparison to other years for the technical services agreement, but the intermediate unit does a great job supporting us in terms of our technology and protecting us under the RWAN and certainly an awful lot of other resources. So very, very important process for us.
Thanks. Begley, anything to add to that? Business side? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. It's recommended by the Supervisor of Curriculum and Instruction, board authorize administration to file the attached list of subsidies, federal program applications, and grant applications for the 26-27 school year. May I have a motion?
Okay.
Dr. Biter, any comments?
I'll actually defer to Mr. Egley.
These are the typical grants that the school receives, anywhere from Safe School grant funding, IDEA, Title I, Title II services. The only new one for this year is a hygiene grant that the state provides, where it's strictly used. Right now, our nursing services have allocated those funds, but we'll receive them again next year, which amounts to roughly about $3,000.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the business manager, the board authorize the resurfacing of the synthetic track with Miller Sports Construction at a cost of $176,600. Funds for this project will come from the Capital Projects Fund. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Any comments, Mr. Egley?
Yes, this is was proposed at last meeting, and additional information was provided to the board on May 20th, along with coaching recommendation, track coach recommendations. But we did receive 3 quotes. They range from $176,000 to $300,000. And our recommendation is to go to Miller Sports Construction. They maintain Bloomsburg University, Westchester University, and all their references were great. And again, our track right now is going on 11 years lifespan. The recommendation is to resurface between years 7 and 10. We've had them evaluate the track each of the last 3 years, and this year is the year that they're recommending that it be resurfaced. And again, the cost for this project is not from the general fund, it's from the Capital Projects Fund.
Any additional comments? Well, members of the public, this is your money, and for whatever reason, this gave me a little heartburn, thinking about $176,600 for a track. However, I think the argument and bids that were put in, coaching recommendations, PIAA, I guess they got it over the finish line for me, but just want to be full disclosure. That's where I sat with this. This gave me a little heartburn, but I don't know, anyone else have any thoughts or comments?
Dave.
Yeah.
Dan, kind of on subject, off subject, with the football field. When is that next to be done? And do we have the money for it? And the cost?
Sorry, each year, as I share in our capital projects budget, we allocate roughly 50,000 for the track resurfacing each year to prepare for this type of increase, or 25,000. Tracks 25,000. The turf, we include 50,000. So in the capital projects fund, which has roughly $1 million over the course of the years from when it's been replaced up to typically the track can be between 10 and 12 years is what we try to get out of it. NOAA brings in a company every summer or by request for free. They come in and do impact testing to ensure that the turf is safe for kids. There's a guideline that must be maintained. They come in and Mr. Van Fleet lets us know if there's any seams are pulling or tears. So we've been maintaining that. Off the top of my head, I know what it costs, where we're at in the timeline. I might. Do you remember when the last time we did it? Was it 2019? 2018? So we're coming up here in 2028 or 2030. But again, those funds have been set aside for that. When we replaced it the last time, I believe the number was 523,000 to replace the turf.
Thank you.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. It's recommended by the business manager, the board approve the bid for resurfacing paving, Glenn Hawbaker, in the amount of $128,599.50. Resurfacing paving will occur at the Donald E. Schick Elementary School lower lot. Funds from the Capital Projects Fund. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Egley.
Yep. This has been long talked about. I think ever since I started here, 15 years ago. Previously, the lower parking lot at Schick was used as a staging area for the 2005 to 2006 or 2004 to 2006 building project at Schick. It's since been used for parking. Unfortunately, in the wintertime, we have to close it down because we're unable to salt the lower lot because it'll go into the ground and it turns into a mess and an ice issue. Through speaking with the township, we've been looking at an opportunity when it's a good time versus a bad time to pave it. Now that we have the track there, and recently the township approved a paving bid. I believe in January or February was the bid opening. We asked to piggyback with them for economies of scale because a small project like that would be a significant cost to the district without adding on more paving to the project. In speaking with the township and also Glenn Hallbaker, they felt this was our best and cheapest option to do it this way. I realize I've heard that eventually we would like to expand the parking there, which we are aware of. However, in speaking with township officials, they would require a complete land development plan, stormwater management plan, which would also add to the cost. However, by doing it this way, we fall under existing conditions, which don't require those costs to be incurred. And then beyond this, we can look at expanding it by adding to it and falling under a square footage threshold. If we fall under that, then we also wouldn't require it. But if we were to disturb any ground and add this to it, we exceed that square footage, which would require those extra permitting costs. So it would be our recommendation to take advantage of the economies of scale and not incur the cost of the permitting and move forward that way.
So just to clarify, this is not expanding the footprint, this is just simply repaving the existing, just so the public knows.
Correct, and it includes in and around the track building and the bleachers and the walking paths as well.
Any additional comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the business manager, the board approve the purchase of a Trident scrubber, proposal attached from Hilliard, at a total cost of $17,687.27. Funds will come from the capital projects assigned fund. May I have a motion? Mr. Egley.
Yes. Our custodial department does not ask for a lot. When they do, I listen. They do a lot with little, and they do a fantastic job. Unfortunately, they have a 20-year-old scrubber that we've cobbled together and continue to do so. Does the job, but it's getting to the point where it's more frequent. Therefore, we are requesting, to replace it.
Any additional comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. It's recommended the board approve the purchase of a Ventrac tractor Kubota from Power Pro Equipment at a total cost of $50,181.80. Funds come from the capital projects assigned fund. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Egley.
Yes. Noah's been working on this for some time. His maintenance department came to him after several, maintenance issues with our Ventrac. This is not just a mower. It is used daily and year-round. It removes snow and is used for all sorts of things. What's very unique about this piece of equipment, we have a lot of banks around, including the stadium, that is unsafe without the proper equipment. And this Ventrac is specifically meant for those types of banks and along Loyalsock Drive and out at Schick. And it's a heavily used piece of equipment. And currently the one we have now is 14 years old, has over 3,000 hours, and again is beginning to become a maintenance issue.
Any additional comments?
Are you keeping the old one?
We're going to use it. We looked at the resale. There's nothing so we're going to use all the attachments, all the equipment, and then if we do have an issue down the road, we're going to keep using it, but then use it as parts too.
Thank you. Any addition? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the board that the board authorize the superintendent to establish a building and grounds advisory committee co-chaired by the business manager and supervisor of facilities and will include no more than 2 board representatives. May I have a motion? Just a note, district policy 005 under organization authorizes both now and previously, this is 2013, the board president to appoint members annually to 4 standing committees: academic affairs, facilities and operations, student activities, and budget and finance. Yet none of these committees are currently active with the exception of potentially this new facilities and operations committee, which I think otherwise will be known as a buildings and grounds committee. If the district's own policy since 2013 establishes these committees, why have previous boards not utilized them in the past? I'm really curious about that. That is a longer standing issue, but nonetheless, do we have any additional comments about this? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the board appoint 2 to be named individuals to serve as board representatives on the Building and Grounds Advisory Committee for the remainder of 2026. It is noted the board representatives are appointed on an annual basis, and for public full disclosure, we will have that conversation here in one moment. May I have a motion? Oh, we do.
Pass a resolution.
Okay. So I know for me, prior conversation, I know Mr. Ziccolello and Mr. Allison have expressed interest in this type of committee. Are there any others interested or be nominated? So let me state. Recommended by the board appoint Mike Ciccolello and Larry Allison to serve as board representatives on the Building and Grounds Advisory Committee for the remainder of 2026. It is noted that board representatives are appointed on an annual basis. Just note that every December is a reorganization meeting. And Mr. Kenyon, just to clarify, would that occur then, December board meeting?
Usually that's when you
Do all these reorganizations? Okay. May I have a motion? Any comments? Mr. Ciccolello or Mr. Allison?
No, I think it's a warranted committee.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Recommended by the business manager, the board approve the sale as per bid specifications of the following school buses: 2007 Thomas Freightliner, 2007 another Thomas Freightliner, and the 2008 Thomas Freightliner. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Any comments, Mr. Egley?
Yes. As you can see, the ages of these buses that we are, disposing of, they're old. You don't see that anywhere around here. Many school districts contract their services. We're fortunate enough that we do not have to, although it would be easier to contract. We take pride in providing transportation with our own employees, our own staff for 21 square miles. Our buses don't leave pavement, which is a benefit. The wear and tear is not there. So as you can see, we're utilizing these buses to over and beyond their useful life of a typical school bus. I credit that to the department, Mr. Bauer, Mr. Drick, and the drivers that take care of them. So I realize it's not a lot of money to get for a replacement. There's a reason why. They're beyond their useful life, and but that's what allows us to run the I'll just say it, it's the cheapest ran transportation department in the state of Pennsylvania. I have the statistics to show it based on all school districts in the state of Pennsylvania. Again, we are very unique in that, which allows us to then take funds that we're not spending on transportation and putting it into the classroom. Thank you.
Additional comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Board comment reports. I have an observation. I want my fellow board members to chime in, have some thoughts. I suspect there's limited public interest in reports from the Recreation Board, Act 48 Committee, Lancer Foundation, PSBA Liaison, and Blast IU-17. They could reasonably be limited to, a different timing for the year. You tell me. Do we need these? Do we don't need these? Is it public required? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there for discussion. Do we need these? Some of these committee reports, members of the public, do they get anything out of it? So, just curious.
I do. I appreciate the
Well,
reports
CTC,
and the updates.
Just wanted to ask. I just wanted to bring that up. Discussion about it. So, Rec Board, Mr. Hepburn, Mr. Marzo.
Yes, I attended the last one, May 19th. Everything's running smoothly. I don't know, I haven't been to the pool. Is the pool open? They said it was going to be.
It is.
You don't want to see me in a bathing suit, I can tell you that. Yeah, so everything's running smooth. They've hired a lot of instructors for swimming and lifeguards, and also the band shell that they're placing in the park. They're finalizing the plans. They thought they would have it in a little bit earlier, but now expecting in fall, early fall. So they've run into some glitches with the some zoning and permits and so on and so forth but I think everything's a go now. So that should be up and running. You don't want to see me singing either.
Thank you. Mr. Marzo from Aruba, is that correct? Okay, wellness, I'm sorry, it was the wellness. Anything from the wellness? Okay, thank you. Now, the LICO CTC, Mrs. Fry or Mr. Steele?
Mr. Steele attended the last meeting.
The last meeting was May 14th, and my first meeting to go through, which was kind of nice. They recognized some state winners of the students from LICO. There were 3 students recognized from LICO CTC as state winners from,
Skills USA.
forget, no, not Skills USA. It was
FBLA.
from the, 2 guys were from construction, some construction organization. I'm sorry, I don't have my notes with me. And the other person was from, I think, the culinary. I don't see like OCC anymore. But the distinction that really stood out to me is they were awarded, a teacher from there was awarded state teacher of the year. Very impressive. And the building project is on track to finish.
I'd also just like to acknowledge Mr. Minium and Mr. Onstad for coming this evening and for providing such a thoughtful presentation. I hope that my updates monthly bring the community into the larger project as well as LICO CTC. They're really, really doing tremendous work, and it's absolutely my privilege to sit and participate on that operating committee. The next meeting is scheduled for June 18th at 6:30, and it is also open to the public, so everyone's welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Allison, Lancer Foundation.
So a reception was held for the distinguished alumni during the senior night, and Dr. Erica Ralph, class of 2003, was the recipient of that. She came in and she spent some time with the kids in high school and spoke with them. And also in October, there's a gala fundraiser that is in the works. I believe they've set a date and a location, and it's something, if you don't know what the foundation does, the foundation raises money to be able to give back to the kids at school. So we need to raise some money. We do not have that much money, but every dollar counts to be able to go back to clubs and help the students. So it really is a good thing.
You, Mr. Lytle, Safe Schools?
Safe Schools. Well, I know Mr. Knight is going to give us an update, excuse me, in a few minutes, but in our last meeting, review and revise the emergency operation plan. Discussed the administrator's checklist for life-threatening crisis. We reviewed the whole protective action plan in the last meeting. And our next meeting coming up, I believe, next week, will be with our external members, the fire department, and the state.
As I shared in executive session and with Mr. Knight, it was finally a emergency planning meeting worthy of being called an emergency planning meeting for the 8 roughly years I've been on the Safe Schools Committee. So thank you. Michelle was there. Thank you very much for the input, because at the end of the day, it's our principals who are going to be instituting those response actions in conjunction with our school police officers. So your input is invaluable. And Mr. who else was there?
Walter.
Mr. Walter, yes, there as well too. So thank you. PSBA liaison. Oh, I'm sorry. President Blast IU17, Mr. Ziccolello.
Your programming is beginning. They'll be serving 250 students across the region. There will be a right here, check. I understand do something you did not miss. I have missed it in the past, and if I make it 6 years, every year it's very highly of that grade. You there,
Thank you. And Mr. Knight, feel free wherever you want to put in, but to the extent that information can be shared, and I asked Mr. Knight and through Dr. Biter, without compromising safety, security, privacy, I believe the community, all of you, benefits from understanding how the district is working to keep students and staff members safe. So with that, Mr. Knight, please.
Yep,
Take
be
it away.
happy to. So just a brief overview. We have sworn police officers with full arrest powers that are assigned each day to each of our schools. Each one of these officers is either a graduate of the Pennsylvania State Police Academy or has gone through the MOPAC Act 120, which is municipal police officer training standards that are established here in Pennsylvania. Each of these officers proactively patrol the interior and exterior of each of the buildings and also complete any investigations that quite often lead to criminal charges should the behavior rise to that level. Some of the ongoing training from this past year. All the officers under Act 67 are required to be certified in with firearms. They also are required to do 12 hours of mandatory in-service training and keep that mandatory in-service training includes the use of force and also to maintain CPR and first aid certification. Our officers here in the last year actually completed the incident command system under the National Incident Management System of Incident Command 100. Each of them completed that as well as begun doing threat assessment training. And the threat assessment training specifically was along the lines of the Comprehensive School Threat Assessment Guidelines, which is the CSTAG model that we've employed 11 times, I believe, the last year. Those officers then at the end of this summer, when they're completed that training, they will be able to actually be involved in that, the use of that model as we kind of mitigate our way through things that come up from time to time. Probably the most important part of the training from last year was the trust-based relational intervention, which kind of get into adolescent brain development, and the whole intent behind that was to develop techniques that our officers could use to better communicate and connect and assist our students. Each of the officers are involved in the emergency operation training with all the employees. Topics that include are actions to be taken in the event of emergencies. They also are involved in the conducting of emergency drills and the development of improvement plans for better protection, response, and recovery. Our officers are, as I said, involved. They take an active role in the threat assessments, and we also assist in all investigations that surround the Safe to Say reports that were received by any of the district schools. And just simply the last part is just the continuance of our community partnerships, not only with the Township Fire Department, Station 18, but also the Pennsylvania State Police, Montoursville Station. In between the two, I probably talk a couple times to each of those each week. So that's basically a quick summation of the safety report from 2025, 2026.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. Does anyone have any comments or questions?
You're welcome.
Thank you. Dr. Biter?
Just a matter for the record that we have done and completed the annual policy review as it relates to anti-bullying, Title I parent and family engagement, students experiencing homelessness, and Title IX.
Thank you. Moving on to public comments, we do have a scheduled public comment from Mr. Melvin Wenzel, who's been waiting patiently. So, Melvin, welcome to the podium. If anyone else does have comments, we have those green forms. Please feel free to complete those and submit if you wish to make comments.
Thank you.
Mr. Wenzel?
Thanks for having me here tonight. And I was glad to be at the May 20th work session. I was lonely, but I was glad to be there. I want to respond to comments and inclinations of several members of the board that were discussed that evening. At the public May 20th school board work session, several board members expressed interest in being directly involved in the interviewing process for various vacant employee positions. I will now use a phrase that I know some of you don't like to hear, but in my many years of experience, it became very apparent that boards many times usurp powers meddle, and micromanage. When the board, whose job it is to advise and consent, steps over that line and insinuate themselves into the interviewing process, a clear path to nepotism is created. You've hired professional people knowledgeable in many areas of expertise. Consequently, it is in the best interest of the Loyalsock Township School District to allow them to conduct interviews for district vacancies in their respective areas of expertise, then recommend the best candidates to the board for approval or not. In this way, regardless of what vacancy is being filled, the best and most qualified candidates will be hired for the Loyalsock Township School District. In closing, it is best practice to follow the recommendations of the interview committees and the superintendent. After all, that's one of the myriad of reasons they were hired. Let them do their jobs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wenzel. Are there any additional public comments? I see one. Thank you. Gare.
Hi, my name is Simone Gare. I'm going into my senior year at Loyalsock Township High School, and this will be my 12th season cheering. Cheer's been a huge part of my life and one of the most important parts of my high school experience to me. First of all, I would like to apologize for my lateness. I have a job and I had to come after. So I unfortunately heard that you did vote no to Eric and Abby being our cheer coaches this season. Now, one thing you have to understand about cheer is we don't follow a typical schedule. Our season started over a month ago. And while we did have a temporary coach, I would really like to thank Mr. Casale, Mr. Haefley for making that transition. But we need a coach. Eric and Abby are the best candidates. They have been the only good cheerleading coaches I have ever had, as long as I've been cheering for Loyalsock. They've made a difference in both my personal life on and off the mat. I want to cheer in college. If I want to get recruited to cheer in college, I need coaches, and Eric and Abby were the right fit. We were better as a team. They understood our squad. They have experience, and they were the best possible people to fit this role. I hope you understand that, and hopefully we can have them back as our coaches, because as a team, I know I speak for all of us when I say Eric and Abby are the right choice for our coaches this season.
Thank you. Any additional comments? Hearing none, just a note, upcoming board meeting will be July 8th, 2026. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Thank you.